Again, you are tuned in to Walking in Purpose with Angela here on the WBNN, live from Lagos, Nigeria. What is purpose? At its core, purpose is not just a word, it is a framework for living. It is about pondering, reflecting on what truly matters to you, unlocking, unleashing your potential by challenging limits, realms, discover new horizons and perspectives, pursuing, chasing dreams with passion and determination, opportunities to embrace growth and change with open arms, seeking, constantly learning and evolving towards wisdom and enlightenment, achieve clarity and understanding of your existence. Again, purpose is pondering, unlocking realms, pursuing opportunities, seeking enlightenment. Tonight, how do you define purpose? Finding your purpose is personal, and it is a personal journey. It can be passion driven. What are you passionate about? What is you passion? What makes you lose track of time? It can be value based. What core values guide your decisions and your actions? It can be impactful. How do you impact the world and those around you? It can be joy inducing. What brings you genuine happiness and fulfillment? Reflecting and exploring, define, let your purpose guide you. On tonight, I'm excited to introduce to you some amazing individuals that have decided to allow their purpose to come forth, to align with those things that they feel that they have been placed in this realm on this earth to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and champions of the literary world, we welcome you to an evening dedicated to the power and promise of the Black voice, a voice that has resonated throughout ages with wisdom, resilience, and creativity. In times like these, when the narratives of our history face threats of being erased, the call of representation and our stories being told are now more crucial than ever. The Black voice encompasses a heritage rich with diversity, experiences, and profound insight. It reminds us of the power that we possess within, a power to inspire, educate, and to forge connections around the globe. As we champion these stories that define, we honor the spirit of our ancestors who paved the way and continue to light our path forward. Tonight, we have the immense privilege of engaging with six amazing literary legacy builders. These individuals are not only preserving their story, but they are dynamic forces that are shaping the narratives of our present and future. Their work amplifies their strength and their integrity within the Black community and serves as a beacon of hope and empowerment for generations to come. I want to thank you for joining us and explore this journey with me to celebrate these amazing individuals, their achievements, and they affirm to power in the Black voice in the world of literature and beyond. So, welcome, 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 welcome to Walking in Purpose with Angela. I am truly, truly excited and honored to be on tonight. I tell you, um, let me see who's on first. I think Mr. Window, Dr. Wendell Fields is going to be our first one up on tonight. Now, each one of these individuals are unique in their own perspective ways. And I tell you, they are telling their stories in their own perspective ways. And I am truly, truly honored. Um, I am super excited because these individuals are special to me because they are a part of a movement that God placed in my spirit and is allowing me to be the visionary of. And I'm so excited to be able to share them in every realm that I am a part of, every platform that I am a part of. And tonight is nothing shy of anything less than what we always bring forth. There's always some amazing individuals that come forth and share. And tonight is nothing shy than that. I want to see who we have coming on first. Um, let me see who's all in the building first. Let me see if I can do a roll call and see if we can see who's in the building because we have six amazing individuals. Angie, everybody's on, and just go ahead and bring on the first guest. Okay, the first guest is Window Fields.
What's going
What's going
on? This is Dr. Wendell Fields coming at you from the good state of Georgia. And we're here to help out, to try to educate, try to inspire, and help the individuals know that, hey, your gift is needed in this world. In the world, not just in your local assembly, community, but the world needs what is inside of you so they can get a different point of view. And it's a pleasure to be with you all tonight. I hope that you all can hear me well and know that it's an honor and it's a pleasure to be before you tonight, just to encourage you, to let you know that you're not in it by yourself. And this guy from good old state of Georgia is here just to share a little bit of his life, his story, and his purpose. So, hey, my name is Dr. Wendell Fields. It's back to you, Dr. Angela.
Not Dr. Angela. I got to give y'all respect, Dr. O and Dr. Wendell. Thank you, Dr. Wendell, for joining me. Like always, it's always an honor and a privilege. You do so much. I appreciate all that you do. You just added doctor to your resume, and it's an honor and a privilege to have you back again because this is not your first time here on the WBNN, and truly hope it won't be your last time. But I tell you, you are doing some amazing work. Not just in the literary world, but you're doing some amazing work in the state of Georgia, in the mental health realm. You're also stepping over in the advocating realm and doing so much for people um, that for so long thought that they did not have a space or a voice um, in that area of mental health. So I thank you for all that you do. Hats off to you for all that you do. Um, Thank you. You know, and every time I get a space that I can allow you to come on and share a little bit about what you're doing and keep people abreast of what you're doing, so they can you know keep up to date with what you got going on, because you are doing some amazing stuff. So go ahead, share from where you want to share. I do have one question after you share. I do want to ask because in this day and time we're seeing a lot that's going on, and it is normally Black History Month, but we no longer have a Black History Month. But we always I tell everyone that's in my circle and those that are in my family that we are Black 24/7, 365 days. So we celebrate us every day. You should be celebrating yourself every day and creating and leaving that history so that others will know when you're gone. So go ahead and catch us up on what you got going on and what 2025 looked like for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this guy has been working quite hard on advocacy. He's been working hard on peer leadership, as well as he's working hard on trying to really help people who don't don't seem to have a purpose, that don't seem to have insight nor inspiration to do almost anything. And so what I've been doing is in the state of Georgia, I work with a crisis intervention service for individuals that might have a mental health, a substance use, or a developmental um, disability. And we try to help individuals out with resources, with support. And in that, we're making a dent in those type of situations where people are just at their wits end, you know. And so in that, I'm a community liaison for the company I work with, which is Behavior Health Link. Also, I work in the field, of course, mental health and substance use. So here in the States, we have what is called NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And in that, their purpose is to educate, to advocate, and as well as share and get connected to resources and supports for individuals that might have a mental health or substance use issue. And so with that, I'm on the board of directors with Georgia NAMI. And in that, I play a role in trying to help others understand that people who might have a mental health condition, they are human beings, and they have thoughts and feelings and everything. So treat them as a human being and not as a number, not as a it, or anything like that. And so I do that, and also with NAMI, I'm on the Peer Leadership Council for the National NAMI. With that, I represent the state of Georgia to other individuals in different states, and we talk about what's going on in the state of Georgia, how we can help as peers. Those are people that have lived experience, and man, it's been going well. And as good old Angela said, now I just recently, because of the work I do in the community, just was awarded an honorary doctorate to you all. And in that, I'm so flattered. My face is just red right now. And y'all, it's a good thing. And I'm just using all of this to help push people, encourage people, and help them to get from one state of mind to another that's higher, that's better. And hey, I've written 2 best-selling books on Amazon.com, and one of it is There Is No Health Without Mental Health, Men and Mental Health. Let's talk about it. And then the other one is the Titus 2 principle, in which we talk about reach, lead, and teach others, about that mentee and mentor perspective. And in that, we're talking about how to help someone grow into the person who I believe God has called them to be, you know, and to give those gifts and talents and abilities back to the world. And so that's what's going on with me. I continue to do this work. I can't stop. I won't stop. I get it, go, and make that thing happen, because somebody else made it happen for me. And I want to give back to my community. I want to give back to the world, and that's what it's about for me. And so that's some of the stuff that's going on with me.
Wow, that's a lot, and it's amazing. I just want to ask one question.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you to embark upon this journey in the literary world, and how have your background, your personal experience shaped your story that you're telling? And I really want you to think about everything that's taking place right now, and how you can use your voice to create and leave a legacy in your
Well,
response.
okay. There's some challenging times right now. With the things that's going on in the world and the world of politics and everything. And so in this, you have to do a lot of self care at this time. And in that, that self care is going to protect, it's going to propel you, and it's going to cause you to find that inward peace
Mm-hmm.
that comes from, in some cases, people say higher power. For me, I say God, the Lord, um, the Christ that I know of, and develop that relationship to fortify you. And because, when we start looking at the news, when we start hearing things, when we start seeing things, we can physically feel things, it can bring about trauma. And in some cases, that trauma can be induced when we are children. And if anybody have heard of ACEs, they're adverse childhood experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and these can be various things from the inside the home. You see domestic violence. One parent is in jail. It can be you getting bullied at home by your siblings. It can be being sexually abused. You know, and that's just inside the house, and there's many others. But then outside the house, hey, is the world around that individual filled with violence? Um, and your biases, your prejudices, your various things that can cause you to not communicate well, function in the world, and everything, because you got to learn how to use your voice. And
Mm-hmm.
for men, especially for men, we've been taught to shut up, just take it, and keep on moving. But you're handicapping yourself by not knowing how to communicate and be effective in that. So you got to start learning what I call the feelings, the emotion wheel, you know, and being able to look up the words that can signify what you're feeling and everything. And that way you can start opening up channels of communication with others so that they can be, you know, in your shoes and you can be in their shoes, and that communication, because one of Maslow's law is being feeling like we belong. And when you don't give those indications, it can cause the maladaptive behavior to come about. And men, especially, are dying 4 times quicker than women because we don't know how to do self care for us.
Wow.
Drown ourselves in using drugs or alcohol or womanizing women or sex. It can be a whole range of stuff. So, men, and I'm talking to the ladies too, but men, hey, get that self care in. Do the holistic approach, not just what your mama and daddy and the culture says. You got to learn it for you
That
and do
part.
things that are healthy, healthy for you. Not going to the drugs and misusing, overusing, the painkillers, all of that. You have to take care of yourself, man. And ladies, we already know y'all do that. Y'all get y'all hair did, nails done, you get facials, you get massage. But man, that's where I roll and really start thinking more about how can I help you in self care. I hope that makes everything, understandable, and I hope I can
And you
connect
did.
the dots.
Like you really did. Like this week, well, last week I had come down with something. I lost my voice and I was experiencing something. So people were, telling me that I should self-care and just sharing different tips. But I told them, this is a new me. I've learned how to incorporate that in my everyday. So every day I try to spend time with me. I try to take time and reflect. I try to take time. If it is nothing but just sitting in a hot tub of water or just,
Yeah,
sitting on the porch and just doing
yeah,
nothing but glazing up at the sky and looking at the clouds. You have to learn how to incorporate those things in every day. And don't I hear people say, oh, you got to schedule. No, it should be a part of your routine every day. You know how we get in the habit of going to these jobs. We get in the habit of doing a lot of things. So we should get in the habit of wanting to be at peace with ourselves and wanting to be okay. And how do we do
yeah.
that? Like you say, I'm truly thankful for you. How can people follow you and stay connected with you? Because we definitely want you to do that. Don't know if you're going to be able to hang around because towards the end of this, after everybody's come on, we're going to have an opportunity for everybody to, engage in conversation. I know you are up early in the morning, so I don't know how late you're going to be able to hang out with us. But if you can, we want you to hang around for those that's going to call in. Um, but if you can, share with the listeners how they can connect with you, how they can get that book, a couple of those books that you have out.
Okay. Well, one, you can reach me by email, and that is WENBELL _FIELDS @yahoo.com. You can also get in contact with me at my website, which is www.wendellfields.com. And as far as books, you can look online. You can go to Amazon.com and type in there is no health without mental health, men and mental health. Let's talk about it. And then you can go to also type in the Titus principle um, to lead, teach, and that will get you in. Um, for also just to let you know that hey, it's going to be different strokes for different folks, you all, and what might work for me might not work for you. But I had to get my life together, and in that, you all, I had to look at what was going on inside my body. So your annual checkups are important. I found out, hey, I got diabetes, I have sleep apnea, my dopamine intake is low, and not only that, but that libido, that testosterone, for men it starts going down at 34. let me share you all. And thank you for having me aboard. And I hope that this really helped people to understand that you need to take care of yourself and your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, financial health. Um, all of these things are important, and you have to approach it with a holistic approach. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I know some of y'all are waking up and some will be going to sleep. But hey, thank you so much, Angela, for this opportunity to come and just share.
Thank you. Thank you for always willing to come and share. And you always come with a wealth of knowledge and your transparency. I thank you. I tell you to hear his journey, to know his journey, to understand his story. I truly thank him for being a part. Our next guest tonight is Naja Scott. We call her Dee Dee. Dee Dee, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good
How
evening,
are
Angela.
you? I'm fine. I can't complain.
Good, good, good.
So if you would,
Oh, well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate you. Thank you.
of course, of course. I tell y'all, there's every opportunity I get, I always love to share. That's what I do. I believe in everything that I share in those groups. I believe in that. I am truly I try to lead by example. So it's not something that I share with you guys that I hadn't done myself. So know that
Yes, ma'am.
every opportunity that I get, I open that up to you guys. So know that there's more to come. Know that this is not it. And this is probably not the last time you will be here on the WBNN. I tell you, I'm celebrating 5 years this year. This has become a home, even though I have a new home. This is always going to be home. This is one of the places where I truly got my foot in. This is where I truly, you know, found my niche. I found my voice in saying that you have truly found your voice in writing. I see you are finding your way around. I often see you say, well, I don't know this, I don't, but you're learning and you're taking the
Yes,
steps
ma'am.
to to get there. Um, See, a lot of people never take that first step. See, there are a lot of people doing what they want to do what you're doing. They've dreamed about it, they thought about it, but yet they didn't step out and do it. But you did it. You stepped out and
Yes,
you believed in yourself. You know, it's one thing to have faith, but to act upon that faith and to allow these things to come forth. You know, we can hear the word all day, but do we act upon
yes,
that
ma'am.
word? So I'm gonna move on
Yes,
out the
ma'am.
way. I want you to share with the listeners and those that are tuned in just a little bit about yourself, um, and what you want them to know on tonight.
Okay, yes, ma'am. My name is Nadia Scott. That's NADJEJD. I am a co-author of From Their Eyes, one of the co-authors, From Their Eyes, and the stories are based upon adoption, foster care, and aging out of foster care. I am an adoptee. I was adopted when I was 8, but I've been with my adopted family since I was about 2.5 years old. Um, I, like you said, Miss Angela, you dream about doing this. I never thought I would really actually have the opportunity to do it, but God opens the door for you to do it, and you got to walk in it. And I've always shared my story with other people about, how my story began, and they would always tell me, you need to put that in a book. And the way my story plays out, it's nothing but God's hand all over it. It's nothing but God's hand all over it. I was left at the hospital and was basically watched over by the woman who became my foster mother, my first foster mother. When she couldn't keep me, she gave me the name Dee. When she couldn't keep me, she left a note with me, which in turn came to my actual adopted parents. And they felt that with the lady leaving a note, I had to be somebody special. And when they got me, they said they knew why. And ever since then, I've been with them. And my First name is actually because of my biological parents were from Haiti. So Najee means love and hope. So that's my name. That's who I am.
Wow, what amazing story. And definitely, oftentimes you hear people with these testimonies, but they would never put them in a book because they feel like, oh, nobody want to hear that. But you never know who may be going through that, that need to hear how you overcame, how you got through, because sometimes we don't have that. We don't have that encouragement, especially in a society that we're living in now, where everything is being rewrote, everything is being erased, and a lot of stuff has been kept from us, even throughout the what we've learned. A lot of it's not even the truth, but learning, and finding your own way, finding your voice, and it seems like you've done that inside of this literary movement that you are a part of. Um, if you would share a little bit about the 100 author movement that you are a part of.
Wow. Well, first of all, that's an honor. I thank you for that, Miss Angela, because I just never saw my journey going the way it's been going. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for God, and I'm just thankful to be a part of one of the 100 authors to watch. I mean, the group is amazing. People are really, really amazing authors, and we just supportive of each other. We just encourage each other, and it's a beautiful movement. It really is a beautiful movement, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it. As a first-time author, it's just a complete honor. It really is a complete honor to be a part of that. I just never saw my story going the way it would go, and I'm just surprised that God is doing what He's doing, but I'm not surprised because God is going to do what He's going to do. And if you just let Him do it, He's going to open up doors you would have never seen. So I'm going to wheel right on through them.
Yeah, he is the possible God. To everything that looks
Yes.
impossible to us, he always makes it possible. So and say, cast all our cares upon him. He said we can have
Yes,
all
ma'am.
things. So there's nothing in this world that you cannot do, even in the times that we're living in. I trust his word. I believe what his word says. When people were getting all upset about DEI, you got to understand that God does, he will give you a divine elevation in due time. Huh. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That will take care of your DEI, because it's already mapped out anyway. If you are a
Yes,
believer
ma'am.
and you believe what the word says, Jeremiah 29:11 said he declared he had a plan. So
Yes.
if he had a plan for you,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what distraction comes, no matter what they throw at you, they can throw all kind of loopholes and all kind of whatever they want to throw at you. It's only a distraction to
Mm-hmm.
try to keep you off the track that you're supposed to be on. But if you align to that you're called to, then nothing can take you away from that. I don't care who's in
Amen.
office. I don't care who's in the White House, the Blue
Mm-hmm.
House, the Green House, the Purple House, and any other
Exactly.
house. If you know your
Yes, ma'am.
purpose that you are called
Mm-hmm.
to, then a lot of this stuff is not even gonna matter, because a lot of the things that
Yes,
even
ma'am.
a lot of people are complaining about and even talking about, you know, I do have a problem with the erasing of history and a lot of that. But a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the things that, a lot of people complaining about, if you just focus on you, and once you focus on you, then you're going to be able to help those around you. But you got to get you together
Amen.
first. And that's what I keep telling people. And that's what this movement is about. It is about us understanding really the four C's. And that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
community, connecting, collaboration, and creativity. Being able to be creative, being able to create, being able to allow your voice to be heard in your perspective, because we all have one, you know, and it takes all of us. It's not one person that just make this world what it is. It takes all of us to make this world what it is.
Yes,
All of
ma'am.
our
Definitely.
perspectives,
I agree.
you know. So I do have a question, because I know I have three questions, and I'm gonna put them out there so those that the guests that are coming on next can go ahead and be pondering these questions because I may ask you too. And these questions are because these are some questions that I've been thinking about over the last couple of days, and I said, you know what, I'm talking about legacy. I'm talking about you know the right now, things that are happening, things that have happened, and how things are being erased, and how we are we are change makers. We are legacy creators. We are builders. We are a lot of things. So the three questions are, and the first question is, what inspired you to embark upon the journey in this literary world? And how have your background or personal experience shaped the story? And you shared that in talking about your journey. You shared that already. The second question is, in an era where attempts are being made to erase and rewrite significant parts of our history, how do you see your work contributing to the preservation and the elevation of our cultural narratives? The third question is, what advice would you offer to an emerging Black writer or creative who aim to make their voice heard in an industry where representation is still a challenge? Because it's still a challenge. All these questions. I want those that are coming on to think about those, because these are things that are happening right now. So I want you to pick one of those, and I want you to chime in on that. Share from your perspective and your heart.
Okay. Well, I believe that I believe you asked a question about what is it in our community? Is that what you asked me, or
So it is
what was that second question?
in an era where attempts are being made to erase and rewrite significant parts of the Black history, how do you see your work contributing to the preservation and the elevation of our culture narratives?
Hmm. Wow, loaded question. Um, I believe that my writing is going to inspire not only our community but all those in the adoption community and foster care community to have hope, because we don't have a lot of hope out here. We don't have a lot of people looking to adopt or wanting to adopt, and there's so many kids that need a home, they need to be loved. And I want my story to be that platform that lets people know that adoption is a good thing, that it can be a good thing, and that it can have a good ending, and it could be what you make it out to be. And all kids want is love. They want to be loved on. They want to be cared for. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. And I had that, and every kid deserves that. So I believe that the book is going to impact that part of the community to let them know that there's hope. And hopefully it will give parents who want to adopt ideas of saying, you know what, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should help help a child out, give that love that they need.
Wow, that's amazing. You shared um that you were adopted, that you were in foster care. But one thing you did not share is that you also are living with a disability. And that's something that we're going to talk about at a later time, because you are full of things that people need to hear how you overcame and how you are
Yes, ma'am.
where you are now and how you got there. So yes, your journey has truly been amazing. I'm glad that you embarked upon this journey of being one of the 100 authors and allowing your voice to be heard and seen around the world. Thank you for sharing your perspective and your narrative. How can people follow and support the things that you are doing and stay connected with you?
Well, thank you, Miss Angela. You can find me on Facebook at Najid Scott Nadjejd Scott SCOTT. I'm on Instagram at King's Daughter 14, and basically that's where I'm at right now. That's basically what I'm at. The book is on Amazon. If you go to Amazon, you type in From Their Eyes, and like I said, my name NAVJEJD Scott SCOTT, and the book will come up.
Well, I definitely thank you for stopping by and sharing. Definitely you can stay connected with the 100 Authors Movement. She is one of the amazing authors attached to this movement. I'm excited to be able to share her with the world. Y'all, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving because we have some more amazing individuals coming. Y'all, we have been to Georgia. We got on the train, we flew, we went to Virginia. Now we coming on down to Alabama. We gonna stop in good old Birmingham, Alabama, and we're gonna chat with Dr. Carey. Dr. Carey, are you in the building? Dr. Carey, are you in the building?
All right, we try to get Dr. Carey on here real quick. I want to thank all the folks that counted out Robbery also to be part of this outstanding network. And tonight, Dr. Carey, you there? All right. Well, waiting for Dr. Carey to come back on. But Angie, go ahead to the next.
Well, we have we're gonna go on down to Texas and we're gonna stop through Houston and chat with our high school teacher. We got Mr. Tony Victor Bunyan Jr. in the building. Mr. Tony, you in the
I believe we have Dr. Tony here. So hold on 1 second. Tony Victor Jr. So we'll make sure we get him on. Here is 805. 1 second here. There he is.
And Dr. Carey say I'm on.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
I'm all right. Actually, all right is an understatement. I'm doing better than I deserve.
Amen. Amen. I tell you, it's truly a blessing. It's truly an honor. I want you to let everybody know who you are. Just tell a little bit about yourself, if you would.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, thank you for the opportunity again. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be amongst such Black history. Well, I thank you guys and congratulations to all the panelists, all the speakers tonight. You guys just encourage me as a young man. Y'all, you keep me encouraged. So I thank you guys for being transparent tonight. Now I am Mr. Tony Bunyan Jr. Calling in great state of Texas, Houston. It's a blessing to be on. And what a question you asked, purpose, because my book is entitled Breaking Cycles, the power of my testimony. And for me, it's all about purpose. And what you said something that, and I couldn't agree more because everybody's journey is personal. Your relationship with the Lord is personal. When you said that, that resonated with me. It varies from person to person. So, from relationships, some people find purpose in relationships. Some people find purpose in their job. Me personally, I find purpose in personal growth. So I can go on and on, but I mean, it's just so much I can say because my whole journey is literally about purpose, doing better than the generation before me, breaking the generation cycles in my family. We all got them. You can't deny them. Some got more than others. My family is one of those families who had a little more than others. But the Lord saw fit for a ranch like me to be the one to break those cycles. And I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed to be in this position I am that a rock will not cry out in my place. My purpose and all of our purpose in this thing called life is to glorify God. We are disciples. Be fishermen of other men. So we are here for a reason. Because if when our reason is up, we'll be going home. We are living like that dad now. For me, it's to grow spiritual, financial, educationally. I'm just as a husband, as a father. So purpose, it it just ties so much into my life. While I'm on this side of heaven, Sister Angie, I want to just be more like God. I want to get to know God a little more. A little more. I want to lean on Him a little more because when I did it my way, I found myself in some tough spots. I found myself in a jail cell. I found myself in a courtroom. I found myself looking at a ceiling when I was laying in that bed. I found myself in the hospital. I got stuff that happened. See, but God, and I say somebody said, but God. See, but God is what it has
But
planned.
God.
No man, no woman can stop it. See, you got to learn to trust Him a little more because we all got plans. See, but the Bible said be patient, not just patient in some things, patient in all things. Because if God would have gave me what I have now back in my 20s, I would have messed it up. So you got to be patient and wait on Him. So that's purpose. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Tony.
Wow. I don't want to take up the church tonight. We ain't here. This it ain't Bible study, but when I got this, I can't help talk about what God has done for me because I know if it wasn't for here, I would not be here. I'd be dead sitting in my grave 100 years in a jail cell because that's what the man wants. But God had better plans for me.
Trust me, I know, and I tell you, I love it. I love it. I tell you, we need more black men like you, and we definitely need more people definitely sharing His goodness because a lot of us we don't like to share what God has done for us. We think we give ourselves too much credit. We want to be glorified in a lot of things instead of giving credit where credit is due. So definitely, I'm in the building with you on that. So no, we in there. The conversation tonight is really I want people to really understand in this era. I asked 3 questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Which 3 questions would you like to answer tonight? Because I know that you have some insight, some perspective on all 3. So which one would you like to grab hold to real quick?
Well, I heard you ask about the black history. It's been trying to wipe away black history. Listen, that's been a problem. Even me as a young black man, I go and watch some of these movies. I go see things on TV. I'm like, now why I haven't learned about this? I'm almost 40 years old. Why I didn't know about the black women helping them in space? Why I didn't know about this movie I just watched about the black sisters in the army doing what they did? Like, why we wasn't taught this? So this is not something that just been going on. It's been more modernized now, but it's been going on for years. And they've been trying to hide our history because they know when you know the history, you know the truth. And see, but as my mom and my grandma would say, it starts at the house. So we got to do a better job educating our own kids about the true history, so they can know how important they are. They can know the young kings and queens that they are. Because if we leave us to the media, if we leave us to the schools, we always gonna miss something because they don't want to know because it's power in knowledge. See, when you know something, now you have a dream, you can become something. And now when you dream big, because the word said God gave us life to have life more abundantly. See, we're not here just to live an average life. See, some people get comfortable with average. See, but life said more abundantly. So once you hit one goal, God, see, we get settled. We get complacent. God, no, He's waiting for us to take another step. Because when we take one step, He's going to take 2 or 3 more steps. See, but when it comes to that history thing, they can never wipe away history. They can try as hard as they want. Because as long as we got people on this earth, history will always be made. So we just got to learn to embrace it. And we can't control what man do. Nothing can control what we do. So I try not to get too caught up in the politics, what's going on in the White House. As long as I got God in my house, I know I'll be all right.
Come on. That's the most important thing. And that's one of the things that we have been talking about on our prayer line because we do a 5 a.m. prayer, celebrate 5 years. Shout out Shaneria, Pam, Apostle Kimberly, 5 years on the wall. We celebrate 5 years on February the 1st. It's truly been a blessing. We truly have seen God move on that prayer line. And that's one of the things that we always talk about is not concerned about the things of this world because we got to be here in this world, but He said we didn't have to be consumed with the things of this world. If you know who you are, one of the ladies a part of our movement right now, to know that this lady is walking around with 8 tumors inside her body, but yet She's in the Dominican Republic right now. Told me she'll be back on the 10th. She's still living her life, still living as if, because she told me, she said, that's not my body. She said, I don't own nothing that these people want to give me. She said, because every time I go to the doctor, they tell me something else new don't happen to that body. She said, I'm a spirit being. She say, and I am spiritual. She say, so whatever they want to give it, they can give it to her. She said, I don't receive it. She said, don't pray for my healing. She said, pray for God's will to be done. That's what she told her. She said, don't pray for her healing. Pray for God's will to be done. And I tell you, with people like that in your life, it make you. It make you want to do right. It make you want to chase after him. Because I tell you, when I was laying on my bed of affliction, when the enemy told me he wanted to take me out of here, and the doctors was telling my daddy, if I walk, it may be months, it may be years. If that part, if. But the God that I serve, the God that I serve, let me get up after 6 hours of surgery and walk down the halls and mystified the nurses because they was looking at me like, where's she going? 3 days later, I walked out the hospital, never went to occupational therapy, never went to physical therapy, because I serve an amazing God that has never failed. Even when I fail, he's never failed. He will never fail. His word is true. His word is true. And we got to learn how to begin to speak that thing. You talked about your book, Breaking the Cycle. Breaking the cycle. That is what you're doing. A lot of us are doing, because a lot of us are stepping into the first time of many things in our family, because a lot of us hadn't had an opportunity to experience some things in our family because of the generational curses and the whatever, and we're breaking those things. Because I was one that refused to go work in a warehouse. I refused to go work in a warehouse. Next, in about 2 months, I walked with my first masters. First in my immediate family. First girl in my immediate family to do that. My nephew was the first guy. I tell you, my family is breaking those. They breaking those generational curses. Why? Because where my mama used to tell me, where there's a will, there's a way. And if you want to, you can. See, I have a problem with people that always talking down on others. What are you doing to lift them up? See, you can show off all your accolades, you can show off all your awards, you can show, but are you showing individuals how you got those accolades? Are you showing them how you got those awards? See, because that's what I do. I don't just get the award. They don't just feature me in magazines, give me these nominations or whatever. Once they do it, I come in my group and I tell them, hey, if you want to be a part of this, hey, go do this, go do that, go do this. Because, hey, they just did it for me. Somebody thought enough of me, and I'm thinking enough of you. But see, we don't have that no more. We don't have that no more. We don't have us, my brother's keeper, my sister's keeper. When he say you supposed to look after the things of your brothers and your sisters. See, over in Ephesians, somewhere over in Ephesians, because I ain't no Bible scholar. I'll be the first to tell you. Um, but over there in Ephesians somewhere, it says not to just look at your own things, but to look at the things of others. So when you pray, don't just pray and ask about yourself. Pray about other people. And see, one thing that Apostle Dr. Kimberly Thomas said, she said, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. And that thing stuck with me. It has stuck with me, Brother Tony. It has stuck with me. It has stuck with me. I'm telling you, made me have church tonight. I didn't mean to do all that, But I tell you, God is good, and He always in the midst. He said, "Well, one or two are gathered in my name, He shall be in the midst," and that He is. He definitely in the midst. But I tell you, understanding that we have a voice, that we have a perspective, and that regardless of what anybody say, that you have the power to tell your own story. That's why we have all of these outlets, so that we can be that voice. Because so long people have done just that. They've tried to shutter our voices. They've tried to keep us quiet. They've tried to hide things from us. What they say, you put it in a book, they ain't gonna read it. So that's what they do. They put it in a book, but they just don't know. We love to read, because a lot of us, that's all we had, because we didn't have TV. And then sometimes if we had TV, we couldn't watch it because the parents was watching it. So we had to be in the room somewhere. So guess what we did? We learned how to be. We learn how to be creative. We learn how to use our imagination. We learn how to, we learn how to explore. So when a lot of people think that things are coming to hurt us, we already been prepared for.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We
Wow.
built for it. We built
I
for it.
tell you,
That's
every
right.
time we come
Uh,
together, it's always a good time. God is good.
yeah,
Um, your
you know
journey
it.
has been amazing, breaking the cycle. How can
Yeah.
people connect with you and get that book?
People can, first of all, they can follow me on Facebook on my name, Tony Victor Blaine Jr. I'm also on Instagram with Breaking Cycles 539, and that is Breaking Cycles without the G on breaking. So that's BREAKIN Cycles 539. And on both of my pages, there's a link by the book, and you can also buy from Amazon. But when you buy from me, I sign the book. And I also send a couple of rubber bands, and sometimes I send other paraphernalia that I have to go with it. Um, but yeah, it's also on Amazon. You type in Tony Blaine Breaking Cycle, it'll pop up for you. People can just follow me. It's a journey. I'm just a vessel. I'm just trying to be obedient. They say obedience is better than sacrifice. Matthew 6:33. I think it says seek ye first the kingdom, and all things will be added. So I'm trying to do my part while I'm here because unfortunately my time will too come to an end. And when I leave here, I want people to stand up and say something good over me. I don't want the pastor to have to lie about me over my body. I want him to say something real, and people can be able to understand that I live a life to glorify God because I have a purpose to be an advocacy for a condition called epidermolysis bullosa. My wife and I lost a daughter in 2019. But every time I get a chance to tell anybody about this condition, it's called epidermolysis bullosa, also known as EB. It's a skin condition. So every time I get an opportunity, I want to tell the world about it because that's how I get my lit back. That condition caught my daughter when she was 6 months. She died when she was only 6 months, but she was a fighter. And that period of my life, it was tough. I went through a phase of depression. And grandma said, don't question God. But I did question God because I want to know. My wife and I, we working in the church, we paying our tithes, we doing everything we can to glorify you, God. So how can we go through this? But the Lord told me, your baby serves her purpose. Her purpose was shorter than yours. But I had to
Wow.
get fired back up for life. And that's when I put my book out. That's when I started speaking. And ever since then, I've been on the rampage. And as I say, I am not weary yet. I'm not tired yet. So I'm on it. I'm serving. And I just want to glorify God every time I get. And Angie, every time we get together, I can't thank you enough for the opportunity
And
to
I
be
want
able
to
to
say
tap in
something.
with
I
with
have to
other
say
people.
this. I want to say something to you, and I have to say this today because I've actually had a conversation about you. I don't know if you know Dr. Kimberly, but Dr. Kimberly
Yes.
is from your home area, and she is connected to your family. You need to connect with her because she's connected.
Okay.
She's connected close to your family. We've had
Yes.
conversations about your dad and your uncle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So definitely connect.
Yes,
She's
ma'am.
part. She's one of the group leaders. I tell you, God know everything that we need. There's another young lady that's gonna be on here tonight. Her daughter has a rare condition too, and that's what prompted her to write her book. Um, and Dr. Kimberly, she lost her daughter. I think her daughter passed away. Not sure how many days or weeks, but she lost her daughter too around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been. I forget the year. Don't let me give misinformation, but I know she lost her daughter too. And y'all are from the same area, and y'all know each other. When you gonna be like, wow, but definitely, I'm honored to have you a part of this movement. I tell you, there's so much people don't understand. When I tell people in this big old world, God is so much bigger because He can bring us from all over the world and bring us together. And the fact that we have so much in common, and the fact that some of us may know each other and not even know that we know each other, and have ties with each other and not even know that we already have ties with each other. That's the God that we serve. That's truly the God that we serve. So I'm truly honored to be on here tonight with you. So thank you for stopping and sharing. We actually have Dr. Carey in the building. Dr. Carey, are you on?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me
Hi.
now?
How are you?
I am well. I am well. How's everyone doing this evening?
I am doing great. I tell you, I have really enjoyed spending time with each one of you guys. just getting to know you guys. I tell you, every time I step on one of these platforms, I find out something new about one of these amazing authors, and I've truly had a great time tonight. So I'm not expecting anything shy with you because I see that you are yet another amazing individual. Your resume is yet extensive, and you are yet making a difference. You are what a lot of people um, are seeking right now. They are seeking individuals that are truly leaving a blueprint, people that are leaving by example. You are not only a professor, but you are a English professor. You are teaching us how to articulate. You're teaching us how to write these words and how to get these things out here. So you are in a very particular critical space right now. So what are your thoughts and your perspective on this conversation that we have been having tonight so far?
Oh, absolutely. I'm enjoying everyone's viewpoint, everyone's story on how they got to the literary world, how they made the decision that they want to share their story to inspire others to not only, live better or do better, but to basically to pay it forward. And that's how I got to be to where I am now. At first, I wanted to just write, poetry, stories, that kind of thing, just become a better writer. But as I was matriculating through, grad school, and after I got my first teaching job at a community college, my very first class was English 101, the English composition, and I noticed that a lot of the students didn't really know, the nuts and bolts of composition or how to write an essay. And basically, utilizing my experience is basically telling them that, you're using this to communicate, to basically tell your story to, get your point across. And I'll never forget that the end of that class, one of my students was 58 years old, and this was his last class that he had to take before he could graduate. He actually left me a gift and basically told me on the last day that I helped him overcome his fear for writing. And it really stuck with me throughout the rest of my life. And so after that, as I, continued with my career, as a professor, now I'm the writing center director at a local college. I'm using this to not only inspire people to, overcome the fear of writing, but to help them, understand how to tell their story and how to, make sure that it reaches the right people. Because you also think about, as people were talking about, the control of history and so on and so forth. You got to remember, uh, there was one point in time that we were outlawed to even read and write during slavery,
Mm-hmm.
and as we move forward throughout history, especially when we got up to the 20s when you had the Harlem Renaissance, and then further on when we got to the Black Arts Movement. You had writers that basically took their responsibility to make sure our story was going to be told, and that we actually had access to the resources so that those stories can be pushed to the communities that we wanted to reach to. You think about the stories of Third World Press, Hockey Mountain Lucy, Gwendolyn Brooks, all these great writers that, could have easily just gave up just because the gatekeepers didn't want them to get done, get published. But some way, somehow, we were going to find a way to not only tell our stories, but to make sure it gets out to the masses. Because, like you said, with history, there was one point in time that we couldn't even afford television. And that basically, mom, grandma, or whoever was going to put a book in our hand just to make sure that we remember. Those are, those that before us had laid the foundation. And that's the same thing that happened with me, in my upbringing. My mother had, literally a whole library. So anytime we said that we were bored, she would put a book in our hand. And we would have to read and basically tell her what the book was about. And so it inspired me to not only, make sure that I understood the culture, understood our history, but it also inspired me that, okay, one day I'm definitely going to get my, books out there. And when you get, when you're a writer, it's one thing to, say your story, is, to make sure your viewpoint gets across. But it's another when you're representing a certain culture. And you want to make sure that culture gets, you know, uh, passed down, make sure that the younger generations have the tools and have the inspiration to make sure that our culture, can still thrive, from decades or even centuries later. So, on my end, I come from an educator standpoint, but also on a writer ed standpoint, you appreciate the importance of both, culture curating and also, the importance of storytelling because of the fact that, also think about this with storytelling, you know, you think about all the way back in ancient civilizations when, people didn't know how to write or, record on paper. They actually would hire people to tell stories, you know, basically to record the history of, you know, kings and heroes and warriors and so on and so forth. And these stories were passed down from generation to generation. And we're doing the same thing in our community. Uh, you think about, how family gatherings that people would talk about, loved ones and ancestors and, you know, how people, grew up in certain time periods, that kind of thing. There's an aesthetic that, that comes around culture building or culture creating when we start to tell our stories. Uh, and so thankfully, when I'm coming from, the classrooms and so on and so forth, I want to make sure that not only we have writers that they are inspired to tell their stories, but also want to make sure that our community appreciates the fact that we still have writers that want to tell a story, that want to address the issues, that want to make sure that our community still thrives in our literary community.
Wow, that's powerful. That is so powerful. And you're definitely doing a lot to make sure that you are leaving a legacy and that you are able to be that voice. And I truly appreciate that. If you would, I want you to tell people about that new book that you just dropped on February the 1st, how they can get it and how they can stay connected to you.
Absolutely. So my new novel, Echoes of the Past, it just released, like you said, over the weekend on February 1st. This story centers around the black couple, James and Nikki, as they encounter the strength of the last racial riots that happened in the U.S. So obviously you'll know that they encountered, a pretty much hostile environment, saying, as they were traveling. So they would have to, work closely together to overcome that experience. And you'll see that novel available on Amazon, Kindle, or you can order an autographed copy off my website, which is Dr. Kerry Brackett, that's KERRYBRACKETT.com, um, along with my other books. And basically, I wanted to make sure that I wanted to have stories centered around issues that people really don't talk about or are afraid to talk about. But it has to be, in order for us to move forward as a community.
Right. Well, I definitely thank you for being a voice and sharing. I'm definitely glad that you are a part of the 100 Authors to Watch for 2025 and being a group leader. You're definitely leading by example, and I truly appreciate you and your leadership and all that you are doing. I'm looking forward to working with you and hopefully coming to Birmingham and doing some things there. I'm excited. Excited. Is there anything that you would like to leave with those listeners on tonight?
Uh, Absolutely. So for those that are aspiring to write or aspiring to publish, um, all, all I'm going to say is that basically write without fear. Write as if no one is going to judge you as far as your story. Everybody has a story to tell, and you have the gift to tell that story. You may have, other people that may have that same experience, but they may have that fear of being judged or not receiving the help. So, basically you have the ability to help them overcome that fear or overcome, whatever trauma that they've experienced. And so for the writers that have published or are continuing publishing, please keep going. Do not let anything get in your way. And, take some time to pour into others. We are we are literally all we got. You see what is going on nowadays. I'm really gonna get political or anything, but uh, the only way we're actual to thrive is that basically we help each other, we encourage each other, we pour into each other. Uh, if you know of any resources to help each other out, just do that. Angela is one of those great leaders that anytime or anything that she runs across, she is the first to, share with the author community, because she knows that, somebody else can actually, thrive from it. Uh, so definitely, take that from her leadership style, also from our experiences as well. Because like I said before, we're literally all we got, at this point. So continue to thrive, continue to write, uh, have no fear, and let's encourage each other.
Well, thank you, Dr. Carey, for stopping by. I tell y'all that's not the last time that y'all will hear from him. This is actually the second time I've had him on the show this year. He was on my last show, I think, or maybe at the end of the year. He was on before, but I tell you, I definitely enjoy having him in the mess. He is a professor, and he is helping lead the charge with our next generation. So thank you, Dr. Carey, for all you do. Next up, we have Rolanda. Rolanda Powell. She's one of my shy authors, but very powerful. She's a poet. She's a social worker by trade. Very soft spoken. But has a very powerful voice when it comes to advocacy and the different things that she write about. Miss Rolanda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you?
Hi.
And are you feeling better?
I'm feeling a little bit better. Not totally normal, but I'm feeling better than I was. Thank God.
Well, I'm not going to keep you long, and I thank you for your press. I thank you for your dedication. I thank you for your commitment to what you're doing. You're definitely someone that is being intentional in this season because you could have said, "I don't feel good. I'm gonna sit this one out," but yet you press. So I thank you, and I pray that God open the door for you for something that you have up before Him for your dedication on tonight. Share with
Oh,
the listeners
thank
just a
you.
little bit about Miss Rolanda Powell.
Well, I'm an author. I have 4 books, and I've contributed to a lot of anthologies and professional journals and other things. I also am a social worker. I started working in foster care, and then I started working with the aging population, first with grandparents raising grandchildren, and then with caregivers. And I just work with senior programs and seniors. I work with churches to help them develop programs for seniors and activities for seniors. And seniors have become one of the populations that I love and that I work with.
Wow. You definitely have been a part of the community and definitely involved in the community. Would love to hear your perspective on all of the things that you have observed in recent time and how that reflects in your writing and how you plan to use um, your writing skills to help preserve our history and our culture. Have you thought of that?
Well, one of the things that I do is I write poetry, and a lot of my poetry that I've written in the past has been about our culture. Um, it's been about what's happening in the world at the time. I wrote, like when 9/11 happened, I'm in New York, and I was like down right in that area. So I've always written poetry about different things that's going on in the world, and to let other people know who are not in the same situation, but also to have something to let future generations know. So I think that writing and telling the stories and writing the poetry is helping to preserve what we're going through now. And also, I feel that writing poetry helps me to get through different obstacles and different hard times in life, different tribulations. So I think that will continue.
Wow, that's amazing. Um, how can people follow and support the things that you're doing?
Well, people can follow me. I have an Amazon page. You can just put in Rolanda Powell. That's Rolanda with an R and Powell Pyle. But also, I have my website, which is www.rorose, ROROS, communications.com. And it's the same thing on Facebook and Instagram. You can just go to rorosecommunications.com. And my my email is roroproduction@aol.com.
Wow. So I do have one question that I want you to answer for me before we leave. What advice would you offer to an emerging Black writer or creative that aim to allow their voice to be heard in this industry where there's still a lot of not being represented right, or we lack the representation that we feel that we deserve? Um, what would you say to that emerging author that may be losing hope? Because a lot of us, we get these books, we get them published, and then they don't go or sell the way that we want them to sell, or they get critiqued, and we don't like the critique that they get. What would you say to that Black writer or creative to not give up?
I would say to stay strong and to keep at it. I think that sometimes we allow things to get us discouraged, but I believe that everyone has a story to tell, and I believe that if you feel that your way of telling a story is writing, then you should write it because there's someone out there who needs to hear it. And I believe if we give up because of any kind of thing, anything that stands in the way, then we're really preventing someone else from getting what they needed, from getting what they needed at the moment, and for helping them. So I would tell them to anyone and everyone to stand strong and to keep writing and to keep doing it. And if there's like some things, about the way that you write, or there's some criticism, always look into that. You can always look into that. You can always get an editor. You can always do other things to make it better. But I would say don't give up.
Wow. Well, thank you. I definitely want to thank you for pressing on tonight and sharing with us on tonight. And I definitely thank you for being a part of the 100 Authors to Watch. I tell everybody, these are some amazing authors. If you've not checked them out, make sure if you're on social media, go on over to Facebook, check them out. If you are part of the U42 platform, we have a channel over there, the 100 Authors to Watch. You can check out some of their videos. You can see some of their pictures. You can find out a lot of different information about these amazing authors. And they are creating their own narratives. They're leaving their voice, creating their blueprint. Y'all, we have our final author for tonight, Miss McLeanier. McLemore. I'm sorry, McLemore. Miss Farrah McLemore. And she gonna kill me for messing her name up with her beautiful self. Hey Queen, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I can't complain. I won't complain. And thank you for your patience. Please share with the listeners just a little bit about yourself, really quick.
Yes. So, hello. First of all, thank you. Thank you so much for, you know, vision. Thank you so much for this opportunity and just all that you do for us and all of the information that you keep us going. So, thank you for that. I really do appreciate that.
Amen.
So my name is Mary McLemore, and I am a community advocate, a motivational speaker, through my book, Shining Through My Journey with Incontinency of Pigmenty and Brand, I champion for people with disabilities, inspire self-love, and encourage others to embrace their differences and to love the person that they see in the mirror. So I wrote my first children's book, Shining Through My Journey with Incontinency. That project was inspired by my incredible daughter, Kamaya, who was born with a rare condition of incontinency of pigmenty, also known as IP. And I know a lot of people are asking what that is. And so it's a rare skin condition. It primarily affects the skin, but it can also affect your eyesight. It can also affect your hair, your teeth, the way your teeth grows. You can have missing teeth, or you can have pointed teeth. It affects the way your nails grow, your toenails. It can also affect your central nervous system. So it depends on your symptoms. You may have it's mild to severe. So if you have it severely, you probably have neurological part of it, which this condition can also cause strokes and seizures. So I wrote this book because I wanted to one bring awareness to the condition that's so rare, um, so rare that we had to literally Google this condition when my daughter started having these symptoms in the NICU, and I wanted to uplift and inspire those who may be facing similar challenges to see that there is always light at the end of there's always light in darkness, and no matter what you're going through, just know that you can get through it. And I wanted to advocate for people who may feel different or misunderstood, and to share a message of hope and acceptance. So I want people to ensure I want to for people to ensure that their voice is heard, valued, and to know that every story is worth telling. So that is why I wrote the book, and it has been such a rewarding journey since I published the book.
Wow, that's definitely an inspiring story and an amazing reason to write the book, to talk about something that is rare and to bring awareness. Definitely, we actually have caller number one in queue. Caller number one, if you would state your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, peace, great, beautiful woman of God, and all the people that you have up on this show tonight. I'm very inspired by each and every one of you. I appreciate y'all coming. My travel name is Fumi Babatun. My pen and stage name is Master, Top Magic Man for real. Um, I want to add on to the bill right quick as far as reading. Now, this is Black History Month, and I want to clear up a misconception. And one of the greatest misconceptions is our people don't read. That's a bold, bald-faced lie. The issue is our people and many other people have yet to comprehend what they're reading. And it's a matter of choice. But that's part of where I come in at. And matter of fact, speaking of books, I'm getting ready to release an audio book coming up Saturday at 12:30 noon for afternoon, right? And it's called The Connection. And let's keep that in mind. Once we start to comprehend what it is that we are reading, be it scriptural or fiction or fact or whatever, then that's going to change the whole paradigm. Okay? I'm also a host of this great company of Wbnn. I have two shows. Matter of fact, when your show ends, mine begins tomorrow. That's my regular We Will Away show. And I have a special honored guest co-host, the new intern, WBNN's own, Dex. She will be on with me tomorrow as we speak about the race issue. Volume 2. Who's hating who? Anyway, love you with heart and soul again.
Amen, amen. And that again was Brother Hooney, who is one of the hosts here on the WBNN. He is a international radio Hall of Famer, and a lifetime achiever. Next caller is our sixth reigning commissioner, Sister Betsy, the Truther. She's also our 2021 International Internet Radio Hall of Fame broadcasting nominee, our current commissioner, Sister Betsy. Are you there?
Yes, hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm enjoying the show and your guests concerning their books. And is it anything that you would like to ask me?
Um, yeah, I'm asking. I asked three questions. The questions are, so question I would like for you to answer, um, because you are an author. What inspired you to impart upon your journey in the literary world? Um, and what would you say to that that person that may be listening that is trying to journey into the literary world?
Well, I am an author. I don't talk about my books that much because uh, there's a problem. And I have to deal with that problem. And then maybe I can return with the book that I have written. I wrote the book because I never had a chance to be given a platform to be able to speak to people around the world. And in my case, I went through a lot of things as a child and on up into adult. And people out there would like to know my story. And I thought it would give strength to others because I love to write poetry also. Um, Something happened, that's all I'm going to say. And I have to get that straight. But I wanted to give back to the people that supported me from the beginning of my being able to be a podcast host. I wanted them to know who I was and how I overcame. And I'm on another book. So far, I have 65 pages. Uh, I'm going to continue to write, and I'm going to tell the rest of the story. And hopefully, what I write will help people overcome many things that we suffer in the world today. And I really wanted people to know who I was, because a lot of people can put things on the internet and say things about a person and they really don't know who that person is. They can try to destroy the character. They can try to slander a person, and you really don't know that person. So when that person takes a pen and writes who they are, then you hear it from the person's mouth themselves. So that's one reason that I wrote, and I'm hoping that anyone out there that has a story to tell, pick up that pencil and pick up that paper and write. And you may bless someone with what you write. So that's my feelings on your question.
Well, I
And
definitely appreciate your
mhm.
input and your insight on today. But I do have a question for you concerning your book, because with every problem, there's always a solution. There's
Mhm.
nothing that goes unanswered. There's nothing that we can
Mhm.
put before God that He would not answer. So if there is a problem, there is a solution, and I can guarantee you,
Yeah.
right now, we have. I'm right now. We're 100 authors movement, and we have 41 authors that have some type of insight on something. where some may be strong in one area, some may be weak, and where we're weak, we try to let those that are strong pick us up. So there's somebody that knows something. So whatever your problem is, whatever your issue is, I can guarantee you that there's somebody on within this platform that can assist you with whatever it is that you may have going on. Because I can also guarantee you that if we have not that we probably have experienced it too, because some of us have, our experiences is what drew us to do the things that we do. Because what drove me to publish 121 books, journals, in anything, because somebody stole my first book. And when they stole my first book, I asked God to show me. And when he showed me, he really showed me. And he showed me 125 books later. So I can guarantee you, it ain't too much that we don't know over here. It's 41 other authors outside myself that can help you. So don't let that be an excuse.
Yes, I can't talk about it because of the legal standing. That's all I can tell you. And like I said, a lot of things have been done to me, and I choose not to discuss the book because I am still hurting from what was being done, that was done to me. So I don't like to talk about it until I can get things situated. But once I get things situated, I will tell the story, and I will come on your platform to tell others the story, so
I tell it every day.
Be able to solve some problem. Okay.
Amen. Bless you, ma'am.
Amen.
That is
and my show is February the 25th coming up. I love you, Angela, and thank you for all that you do, and peace and love and blessings to all the authors out there.
Amen. Amen. Well, I truly appreciate her stopping by. That is our current commissioner here on the WBNN. Miss Farah, before we go to Ngozi time, if you would please share with the listeners how they can reach out to you.
Yes, so I can be reached on all social media platforms just under my first name, Farron, F as in Frank, AIRREN, last name McLemore, NCLEMORE. So on Facebook, you can search me there. My author page is author Farron McLemore, or you can just reach out to me in my email. That's FarronMcLemore@yahoo.com. My books can be found on Amazon and on Barnes & Noble or at FarronMcLemore.com.
Amen, amen. And I tell you, y'all can look forward to seeing and hearing a lot from a lot of these authors that you've heard from tonight. Miss Farah is one of the DAG ambassadors, so y'all may see her around here doing a lot of different things for that platform as well. Amazing author, amazing individuals that are leading the way. They're leading the way. They're not just talking about it, but they're being about it. They're being intentional in this season. Y'all, it is Ngozi time. Turn it over to Dr. O.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the folks that count out robbery, all of the wonderful and outstanding guests. You know what I mean? Farron and Dr. Wendell and Najed and Dr. Carey, Orlando and Tony Victor Leon Jr. What a great show tonight, honoring our 12th anniversary of the one and only Devon Nation through this anniversary week. We thank all of the callers around the world that counted not robbery through these years. Congratulations to Angela Thomas Smith on her 65th WBnN All-Time Connection and second consecutive with the Darlene Lawrence Championship, honoring our late great Hall of Famer. And she's also, I'll go into the accolades a little bit. What a great show tonight. What shall we render? What shall we render? I appreciate all the folks that called into the Mind Crushers Network tonight, honoring CEO Dr. Chichelle Jonicia and my sister Jolie, her wonderful show. Tomorrow night, We come back on at 8 o'clock with the 2024 WBnN Newcomer of the Year, Mr. Vincent Moto, the first ever Pennsylvania insideree from prison. Okay, how about that? Our history and our legacy continues. And of course, what more can I say? That WBnN has advertised to go to time multimedia. Parents, Google, Instagram, and X, one is Twitter. Ola Della Malay will go to your Facebook. Any comments, suggestions, or want for program tonight? Ola Delay. That goes to my and gmail.com. I am your mother and father's favorite producer, Dr. Ola Della Malay, when goes this saying good night and good luck to all the folks out there on Force Radio that support us on a constant basis. And now to exceptional accolades, the 2023 Anna Waddell Award winner for excellence, the WBnN Communications Host of the Year, for the Excelsior, the 2023 International in the Radio Hall of Fame broadcaster enshrinee, the outstanding young lady from Anderson, South Carolina, also CEO and proprietor of the Crew Podcast, up and coming greatness, the outstanding and former commissioner of our network, Angela
Unmuted.
Thomas Smith.
Well, I want to thank everyone that tuned in tonight. I tell you, this could not be possible without you. Brother O, thank you for all that you do. Nothing that I do as far as broadcasting would be possible without you. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here on the WBNN. Y'all, I'm coming up on 5 years in April. So I'm grateful because of the opportunity I have been able to not only create a network, but create an opportunity for other individuals to be a voice as well on the Crew Podcast. We just launched season 3. I'm excited. We have 8 amazing hosts over on the network, and then we're joining with 3 co-hosts this year as we're tackling grief this year, y'all. So I want to thank y'all for being a part of this journey here with me as I journey in life, walking in purpose. Thank you guys, and I'll see y'all in 4 weeks. Love y'all. Be blessed.